Okay, Tara, to help you out here, a couple little things. I'm going to go over some of these questions, not the exact same as yours, but pretty much the same. Oops. So, the thing we're working here, remember two things. Inverse operations, right, which we've done the last couple days, moving things around. And the second thing is, we remember bed mass from had an order of operations, okay? So bed mass like this. Bed mass. Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Right? And we work this way. But in actuality, when we do solving equations, we're actually going to go this way. So I'm going to write this down here. S A M D. Realize I made the wrong D. Oops. D, E, and D. That's right, I can't spell backwards. Okay, and we're going to work our way through here. So let's take number 1 here. I'll make an equation just like it. Y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to solve for my x value. Oops, let's write x over there. Okay, so I'm going to solve for x. So let's take a look here. And we want to get rid of everything and we just want the x on this side. Okay, so we're actually going to look through bed mass here and we're going to work backwards. Is there a subtraction or addition? Well, there's an addition, right? Right here. So we're going to move that to the other side. Okay, so if we take a look here, y is already over there. This b was a plus. So when it moves over, it's going to become a minus. Equals mx, right? We just move that over. Now we're left with mx. Well, mx, if you remember, if nothing's between those two, it's a multiplication. Okay? So right now we have a multiplication right here. So when I multiply and move it over, it's going to become a divide. So I write down what's already over here. I always like to write down what's already over here first. Then what's coming over? The m, and it was a multiply, so when it comes over, it's going to become a divide. Okay? So that's an example for number 1. Now, if we do something like number 2, and if you looked here, I showed you that we went through and we did subtraction, addition, then we hit multiplication. So let's do number 2 here, and I'll write it in different ink so we kind of keep it separate. Let's go perimeter equals 2x plus 4y. Okay, and let's say we want to solve for, let's solve for x again. Okay, so let's take a look here first. Do we have a subtraction? So our goal, the thing I want to leave still, is this. I'm not moving that. So we're going to work around everything. Okay, so the very first thing, what do we have? Do we have a subtraction on this side? So I'm always looking at this side here. Do we have a subtraction? No. But we do have an addition right here. So I'm going to write down what's already over here. Once again, if we take a look, I'm going to take a look here. We have an addition. So when it crosses over, it's going to become a subtraction. So we're going to take this part here, we're going to move it over, and it's going to become a subtraction of that. Now once again, I'm not moving this part right here. I'm not moving you. Okay? So if we keep moving down the line, subtraction, addition, we have a multiplication. Yep, we have 2 times x. So if we go, okay, it's a multiplication right here, right? Can't really tell the difference there. Sweet galaxy. If we have a multiplication, when we move over, it's going to become division. So I always write down what I have there first. by p minus 4y, and it's going to become a division. Now, I could write it like this, or I could, if you don't want to do it all like that, I could write it like this, where this is divided by 2, and this is divided by 2. Either one is correct. And we get to our final answer. So let's do something. Hey, let's make more room on my page. Now erase this guy so I have more room. Let's do another one here. One more ink. Let's go green. Let's go t equals x over y. Right? So once again, I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to highlight that and say it's not moving. Alright, so let's take a look at my list. Do I have subtraction? No. Do I have addition? No. Do I have multiplication? No. But I do have a division. What's division here? Right? So if I have a division, what color do I have? I got green here, right? If I have a division, when I move it over, it's going to become a multiplication. Now right now, you could also write that t equals x divided by y. That makes it look a little easier. So we're going to take this part here, we're going to move it over. Same with this one. And it's a division on one side, so it's going to become a multiplication on the other side. Right? You could write it like so. I could just write ty equals x. I could write it like that as well. Now, tough one here. I'm going to use the same one. Let's change colors. What's a nice color? Orange is a beautiful color. I'm going to erase these guys here. Good. Let's go back to my orange. What if I have t equals x over y, but this time I want to get the y by itself? Now it's not quite as easy because the y is not on top, right? So I could do one of two things. One thing I could do is I could just flip it. I'd say I don't have the y on top, so let's just put the y on top. Right? So I'm going to flip this. If the y is on top, that means the x is going to be on the bottom. And what I do to one side, I have to the other side. So if I flip this, the t is going to be on the bottom, right? Because I flipped both of them. But I need something on top here. I'm just going to put a 1, because underneath everything, there's always a 1. Now, I've got that thing I want to stay still. You're staying there. So let's move you over to the other side. And what are you right now? If I look here, you're a division. So when it comes over, it's going to become a multiplication. In this case, it's going to be x times 1 times 1 over t equals y. And anything times 1 is just by itself, so I'm going to erase that part. That's one way I could do it. If you like that way, perfect. If not, let's look at a different way. I'm trying to figure out what your favorite color is, but I totally forget. So once again, we have t equals x over y, but we're trying to solve for y. Well, we can take a look here and say, okay, I want the y by itself, but it needs to be on top, right? So let's move it over. So right now it's a divide. So it comes over, it's going to become multiply. So it's going to be ty equals x. Now, I want to leave you alone. And let's move that other one. So what's that t right now? Well, the t is a multiply. So when it comes over, it's going to become a divide. So we end up with t equals x. Now the y is coming over, and it's a multiply before, so it becomes a divide. All right. Now for something hard, last one over here, as I jump around my messy page, let's do one that says, let's do one that's actually real. Area equals pi r squared. I want to solve for pi. I want to solve for r, so r. Okay? So, pi r squared. Let's highlight the thing I don't want to move right now. So I'm not moving you. Oops, that's not my eraser. I'm not moving you. So now let's take a look over here. So what is that right now? This is pi times r squared. So I have a multiply. So let's move it over and make it a divide. A divided by pi equals r squared. So it's a multiply, now it's a divide. Now we have r squared. We're dealing with this part right here. So let's take a look. What's the opposite of a square? Well, we have a square here. And the opposite of a square is a square root. So if I move that square over to the other side, that means this side is going to be square rooted. Okay? It's going to look like that. And the math behind that says, if I want to get r, just plain old r, I have to square root r to get just the r. So square root r squared. But what I do to one side, I have to do the other side. Okay, hopefully that helps out. If not, we'll come back to it later, maybe even next semester if it's that much of a bother. But take a peek and go from there.